Have you ever felt like you don't fully understand yourself? Like your emotions, reactions, and desires seem to control you rather than the other way around? Most people go through life without ever questioning why they think and act the way they do. But the ancient Stoics, especially Marcus Aurelius, believed that true power comes from deep self-awareness. He wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment." In this video, we're going to break down how you can truly understand yourself using Stoic wisdom, so you can master your emotions, break free from negative thought patterns, and live with clarity. If you've ever struggled with overthinking, reacting impulsively, or feeling lost, this is for you. Let's begin. Number 1. Knowing what you control. A modern-day Stoic understands that self-awareness begins with recognizing the boundaries of control. Too often, we allow external events, traffic jams, social media negativity, or the actions of others to dictate our emotional state. We react instinctively, believing these things have power over us. But Marcus Aurelius reminds us, if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment. Imagine you're in line at a coffee shop, running late, and the person ahead of you is taking forever to order. Frustration builds. You start blaming them for delaying your morning, but a Stoic would pause and ask, "Do I control this situation? No. Then why let it disturb me?" The true source of suffering isn't the delay, it's your interpretation of it. This mindset applies to every aspect of life. The way people treat you, the economy, the weather, these are beyond your control. What is within your control is how you respond. A modern Stoic sees this distinction as a source of power. Instead of wishing for the world to change, he focuses on adapting himself to reality. By shifting focus inward, you gain freedom. Someone insults you, that's their issue. Your reaction is yours to control. Traffic makes you late? Complaining changes nothing. Use the extra time to listen to an audiobook or reflect. The internet goes down? Perfect. An opportunity to practice patience. This is where true self-understanding begins. You stop being a victim of circumstances and become the master of your own mind. Life no longer happens to you. It simply is, and you decide what meaning to give it. Number 2, you are not your thoughts. In the modern world, we are bombarded by an endless stream of thoughts, worries about the future, memories of the past, self-doubt, and distractions. Many people believe these thoughts define them, but a Stoic knows better. Your mind will take the shape of what you frequently hold in thought, for the human spirit is colored by such impressions. Consider how most people start their day. They wake up and immediately check their phone, reacting to emails, social media, or news. Within minutes, their thoughts are shaped by external forces, comparison, anxiety, frustration. They lose control of their mental state before even stepping out of bed. A Stoic, however, understands that while we cannot stop thoughts from appearing, we can control which ones we nurture. If you constantly dwell on fears, anger, or negativity, those emotions will dominate your life. But if you choose to focus on discipline, gratitude, and reason, you will naturally embody those qualities. This doesn't mean ignoring difficult emotions. Instead, it means observing them without attachment. When anxiety arises, don't say, "I am anxious." Instead, notice, anxiety is present. When anger flares up, don't say, "I am angry." Recognize, anger is appearing within me. This subtle shift creates space between you and your emotions, giving you the ability to respond instead of react. In a world designed to hijack our minds, mastering our thoughts is an act of self-liberation. A Stoic chooses what deserves his attention. He knows that if he passively allows external influences to dictate his mental state, he will never truly understand himself. But by cultivating mindfulness and discipline, he ensures that his mind remains his own. Number 3, understanding yourself through your reactions. One of the clearest ways to understand yourself is by examining how you react to life's challenges. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Saturate it then with such thoughts as these. Wherever a man can live, there he can also live well." Your reactions reveal what you value, what unsettles you, and where your weaknesses lie. If you get angry when someone disagrees with you, does that anger come from a need to be right? If criticism upsets you, does it mean you rely too much on external validation? The Stoic doesn't just feel emotions, he studies them. Imagine you receive an email from your boss criticizing your work. A typical reaction might be defensiveness, frustration, or self-doubt. But why? If the criticism is valid, it's an opportunity to improve. If it's unfair, it says more about the boss than it does about you. Either way, the Stoic approach is to pause and examine the reaction rather than immediately being consumed by it. The same applies to daily frustrations. If traffic enrages you, what does that reveal? Perhaps an impatience with things outside your control. If a friend's success makes you jealous, does that indicate insecurity about your own path? By using reactions as a mirror, you learn about the areas of yourself that need strengthening. A Stoic does not see emotions as enemies, but as teachers. Each reaction is a signal. Instead of suppressing emotions, he observes them, understands them, and uses them as fuel for self-improvement. Over time, this awareness allows him to move through life with greater clarity, unshaken by the chaos around him. Number 4, your desires shape your suffering. Most people assume suffering comes from external circumstances, but the truth is, much of it comes from unchecked desires. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself and your way of thinking. In modern life, we are constantly told to want more money, more success, more recognition. We chase promotions, luxury items, and validation from others, believing that each achievement will bring lasting happiness. But the Stoic understands that desire, when unchecked, leads to an endless cycle of dissatisfaction. Think about the last time you really wanted something. A new phone, a job promotion, a certain number of social media followers. You convinced yourself that once you got it, you'd feel fulfilled. And yet, the moment you achieved it, the satisfaction was brief. Soon, a new desire replaced it, and the cycle continued. A Stoic does not reject all desires, but he questions them. He asks, "Do I truly need this? Will it bring lasting contentment, or am I just being pulled by external influences? The modern Stoic realizes that happiness doesn't come from fulfilling every craving, but from reducing unnecessary wants. This doesn't mean living in poverty or rejecting ambition. It means understanding that joy comes from appreciating what you have, not from endlessly chasing what you don't. The fewer desires you have, the less suffering you experience. When you stop needing the world to give you more, you free yourself from disappointment. Happiness, as Marcus Aurelius reminds us, is an inside job. The moment you recognize that it's your thoughts, not your circumstances, that shape your life, you stop searching for fulfillment in the wrong places. Number 5, you are defined by your actions. Many people believe they are good, disciplined, or hardworking simply because they intend to be. But Marcus Aurelius gives us a harsh reality check. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Intentions mean nothing without action. You may plan to exercise, eat healthier, or be more present with loved ones, but unless you actually do these things, they remain empty aspirations. The Stoic understands that self-identity is not built on thoughts or words, but on repeated action. Consider how often people say, "I really should start waking up earlier," or "I need to be more disciplined." The problem is that they mistake the intention for progress. They feel a small sense of accomplishment just by thinking about self-improvement, yet they take no real steps toward it. The modern Stoic knows that the only thing that matters is action. If you want to be disciplined, wake up and follow your schedule, even when you don't feel like it. If you want to be kind, practice kindness daily, not just when it's convenient. If you want to be courageous, step outside your comfort zone now, not when you feel ready. Waiting for the perfect moment is an excuse. You don't need more time, more motivation, or more inspiration. You need to be the person you claim to want to be. A Stoic measures himself by his actions, knowing that the way he lives each day defines him far more than any intention ever could. Number 6, learning from adversity. Hardship is one of life's greatest teachers, but only if you are willing to learn. Marcus Aurelius writes, "Fire feeds on obstacles. A wind extinguishes a candle, but it also fuels a fire." The Stoic does not resent difficulties. He welcomes them as a test of character. In the modern world, adversity often makes people bitter. A failed business, a painful breakup, a lost opportunity. Many see these as unfair setbacks, but the Stoic knows that setbacks reveal what you are truly made of. Do you collapse under pressure, or do you adapt and grow stronger? Consider an athlete who suffers an injury. He can either dwell on what he has lost or see it as an opportunity to train smarter, to develop mental resilience, to work on weaknesses he previously ignored. The same applies to any challenge. A career failure can be a launchpad for reinvention. A betrayal can teach discernment. Rejection can strengthen self-reliance. Difficult moments are not obstacles, they are fuel. The modern Stoic understands that life will never be without hardship, but how he chooses to respond is within his control. He trains himself to meet adversity with the mindset of a warrior, knowing that each struggle is shaping him into something stronger. When something bad happens, the non-Stoic asks, "Why me?" The Stoic asks, "How can this serve me?" The answer to that question reveals everything about your true nature. Number 7, letting go of ego. One of the biggest barriers to true self-awareness is the ego. We cling to ideas of who we think we are, successful, intelligent, competent, and resist anything that threatens that image. Marcus Aurelius warns against this mindset, writing, "It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live." Many people live trapped by their own self-image. They fear looking foolish, so they never take risks. They fear failure, so they never start new ventures. They fear criticism, so they conform to what others expect. But the Stoic sees ego as an illusion, something that must be stripped away to see reality clearly. A modern Stoic is willing to be a beginner. He does not let pride stop him from learning. If he doesn't know something, he admits it. If he makes a mistake, he owns it. He does not fear looking weak, because he understands that growth requires humility. Ego convinces us to chase status and external validation, but these things are distractions from real fulfillment. A Stoic does not live for applause. He lives in alignment with his values, even if no one else notices. Letting go of ego means freeing yourself from the fear of judgment. It means understanding that mistakes are not failures, they are lessons. It means realizing that you are not entitled to anything. You must earn everything through action. Only by shedding ego can you truly begin to live, not in the eyes of others, but in alignment with your own deeper purpose. Understanding yourself isn't about overanalyzing every thought or feeling. It's about recognizing what truly shapes your life. As Marcus Aurelius teaches, your reactions, desires, and actions reveal your true nature. The more you train yourself to observe rather than react, to let go of unnecessary desires, and to focus on what you can control, the more freedom you gain. The modern world is full of distractions, but self-mastery begins with awareness. If you apply these Stoic principles, you'll not only understand yourself better, but also navigate life with greater strength and purpose. If you found this video helpful, please like and share it to spread the wisdom of Stoic philosophy. Don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss future videos on Stoic living and personal growth. Thank you for watching, and I wish you strength on your journey.